Hello, and welcome to the 2025 Absolute Good Author Showcase. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a very special book called Vina is Brave by Vanessa Slaughter. Let me tell you about it. Vina's life story, Juneteenth experience, and legacy show us that no matter how one is mistreated, it's possible to be brave, keep going, overcome obstacles, and raise generations of courageous, remarkable family members. Find courage and strength in Vina is Brave, the true story of the author's third great-grandmother, born into slavery in 1840, removed from her home in New Orleans, Louisiana at 14 years old. Vina was shipped to Galveston, Texas, and sold for $700 directly from the shipping dock. Through years of enslavement, she learned to be fearless, endure, and remain faithful. Along with others, Vina learned of her freedom on June 19, 1865, now known as Juneteenth. Vina went on to marry her husband, and together they raised 14 children. Let me tell you a little bit about Vanessa Slaughter. She was born and raised in St. Louis. She has a loving husband, Armand, and is the proud mother of 6, including 1 stepson, and has 19 grandchildren. Educated in the St. Louis school system, Vanessa always had a growing desire to learn about her family history. Upon losing her father, in 1996, she began searching for missing pieces. Vanessa's hope is that you continue to seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in all that you strive to achieve in life. I'd like to welcome her daughter, Janessia, and her husband, Armand. So, thank you for being here. And can you share with us why you're sitting here this evening?
Well, the reason that we're sitting here is because my wife is deceased. She passed away on February 22nd, 2024. So we miss her dearly. But this book, Vina is Brave, is literally 20 years in the making.
And so Vanessa came to me, she found me, I don't even know how she found me, and she just said, listen, I have a book, and we meet at the library. I'm wearing a mask, you wear a mask. She brought all the stuff and wiped it down, and we sat there and we talked, and I found that she was so fascinating and she had so much to say. And it was heartbreaking to lose her. And thank you, that's her family, yes, it was. And it is an honor to sit here with you to talk about her legacy. And so I want to thank you for that. We learned who Vina was. Can you tell me, why is this story significant, Janessia?
I believe the story is significant because my mom was able to find my 4th great-grandmother and her being a part of Juneteenth. That experience is very far and few between. A lot of people I don't know where they actually came from. So it's very important to our family to know where we came from. And that was really my mom's driving force in this whole project that she wanted to start, and just learning about our family's genealogy and just our history. So I think that's why it's significant for us personally, and just for others in general, just so they can be inspired, hopefully, to find where they come from.
Yeah, I actually heard from your brother that he asked your mom one day, did she know of anybody related to Juneteenth? And
yeah, he's actually here. It's Antoine, and he asked her that question, and it just kind of sparked her mind, kept her going. Once she had an idea, she was always just running with it. So she was already interested in doing genealogy and finding out where we came from. So she just kind of got the ball running with that. She found like a professor down in Texas to help her with the slave side, because this was talking about slavery, just to get more information. And she was able to actually find where my great-grandmother was taken from, the ship that she was on as well, and the destination, like the plantation she was sold for. So
yes, the actual ship. We have a picture of the ship, and we depict it in the book. I'm so excited about that. How is this story relevant in today's world?
Well, I believe this story is so very relevant because if you don't know where you come from, you don't know really where you're going. And so it's so important for us to know more about our families and to understand, because there's a richness behind them, behind the story. You mentioned that Vina was 14 years old. She had 14 children. My wife was the oldest of 14 children. And the legacy that's left is just really, really impressive.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
Okay. Also, just in our time that we're in society, there's a lot of political pressures everywhere. They don't want to teach about slavery anymore. They don't want to talk about that. They want to take it out of the history books. So this is very relevant because it gently reminds children where they came from, especially Black children, African-American children in the United States, because that's a really important part of our history. That's who we are, and we just learn and grow from that. So I think that's why it is also relevant, just for knowledge and history's sake.
Yes, in the book, there is a quote, and it says, "We are free?" Yes, we are free. Can you tell us why that is an important statement?
I think that's the pinnacle. That was the day that they learned, and it was unbelievable. The question mark is like, are we free? Like, is that a possibility? And it's like, yes, we are. Like, to realize that, to know that you are free, you can walk and you can go on and do what you want from your life. That's just amazing. It just gives you a new outlook and possibilities unleashed. So.
And it's interesting because for those people who don't know anything about Juneteenth, Juneteenth was not the day that slaves were officially freed. Right. It was the day that these slaves found out that they were free, and they had already officially, technically been free.
Exactly, yeah.
I have a picture, and I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but I absolutely love, this is at the end of the book. You see that those illustrations, and this represents Vina with her 14 children and her husband. And yes. And it says, "It feels so good to have my husband and family together, owning our own house and working our own land with our hands." Something I found almost disturbing when we talked about the book, when we were working to put it together. Your mom's, well, in the book, it shows Vina, and she's been on the plantation for 7 years. And she says she's been working hard, and she's having 2 babies in her, 1 baby and 1 baby. And the slave master is deceased, and the mistress of the house is in charge now. And where did those babies come from?
Him. It came, yeah. They were a product of that time. There was a lot of, I don't know how to say it, but yes. You guys know.
We know.
So they were children of the slave master at the time.
And so we don't talk about that in the book per se, but if as an adult, one of the reasons we encourage adults to read children's books and to read them to children, even if they are 4, 6, 9, is to be able to discuss these things because it's important. So I wouldn't tell my young child that she was taken advantage of by the slave master, but I want you all to know that that's what was happening, and she was able to overcome that, get married, and then give birth to 12 more children.
Right.
And her descendants are sitting in this room. What do you hope people will do as a result of reading this book?
We hope that families, individuals, maybe here in this room or in the airways, wherever they are, it will spark a fire as far as really becoming more interested in family history. Even in my family, we have the stories that the older folks tell, and I listened to them over the years. Vanessa listened to those stories of her folks. She would sit down and talk to them at family reunions. She would seek them out. She would talk to them. She would have ongoing dialogue with them. And she has a treasure trove. And now Antoine and Wesley have the treasure trove, and Demetrius, as far as all the literature, all the bits and pieces of information that they really are a treasure.
Yes. She had a desire to write some poetry and a couple other books as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Vanessa hoped that all who are willing will continue to seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in all that you achieve in life. As she would often say, knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. With any question you have, there is an answer, and the answer will reveal itself if you take the time to look. We hope that readers gain hope and faith during a situation that may not seem ideal. Vina's story is one of freedom after being physically and mentally held captive, and we hope that you are inclined to discover more about your own family, as Mr. Slaughter said. In your mother's stead and in your wife's stead, would you share one thing that you'd like to take away about your mom?
Oh, so many things.
Well, a couple things.
I know. I would say my mom was a woman of valor. She had an extremely strong character. She was tenacious. She had perseverance. She really taught me to be confident and to stand up for what you believe in, to be a woman that people look to for guidance or for help or anything. She was the go-to woman. So I always will take with her that legacy for me and for my children, just to have strength to find the answers if you're seeking them, to continue to do that. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. There were many nights that she was just up randomly, 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Why, you need to go to bed. And she's like, no, I can't close these tabs. Like, she was really determined and really wanting to find the answers that she was seeking. So she was just very strong for our entire family, and I would just take that strength with me for my life. So
thank you. Thank you. Mr. Slaughter?
I think my daughter pretty much summed it up. And she did an excellent job, by the way. And I just think that, Vanessa was one of those types of persons that was the example. She was the rock. And it's really interesting because she had children on her heart all her life. It wasn't a new thing with the book. She was director over children's ministry for over 20 years. She had a staff and things like that. But children were her heart. And now we have a book in honor of her great-great-great-grandmother's history. So it really is an honor. I'm glad that we're able to do it. And Jo Lena, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
For continuing to work.
Thank you. This interview would not be complete without me saying one thing. I've worked with over 100 authors in my life in the last almost 15 years. And I tell them, whenever you're trying to do something good, sometimes the devil, if you want to say that, or something bad happens to try to get you off your course. And it's happened. So somebody will have a car accident. Somebody will lose a loved one. They'll lose a house. And this is the first time that I lost an author, and it hurt me because she was such an amazing woman. Yeah. And I cannot tell you, we went through 5 illustrators to get here. Yeah. And when I was talking to Mr. Slaughter, he was like, it's okay. It's going to be the right one. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, no, it's not okay. We got to get this done. And I'm saying that to say that this woman had vision. She had courage. She had tenacity. And she did the work. And she had a love of people and her family. And I want to encourage you, not only for Juneteenth, but going past Juneteenth, to pick this up and share it and be encouraged about your own family and your own life and find courage. Because if Vina could do this, we can do this. So I want to thank you both for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say as we wrap up?
I don't know. Be on the lookout for the book. It's going to be coming soon. And yeah, thank you so much, Jo Lena. I really appreciate all your hard work. I know it was a journey. When my mom initially passed, I knew right away that we needed to finish this book, and I reached out to you via email. So I just want to thank you for just continuing. I know the journey was hard sometimes, but just continue with us and helping us finish it. So
thank you. And thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.